Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I don't have furniture, so I am on a blow-up bed. Gotta deal with it. I guess this is the position I'm gonna be shooting until I have a desk and I can use the real camera. But welcome back. We're gonna be talking about FedNow launching June 1st. Also, the IOSCO put out some huge news. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, so I want to update you on why that's such a big deal and who they are. Give you that acronym. I also have some updates here from Swift and how DLT is going to work. Some just really cool stuff. And at the end, if the video is not too long, I'll throw in the Ledger stuff at the end. But I am definitely going to make a video on what's going on with Ledger. And also those Hinman emails. I really want to make a detailed video on all that. If you guys like the channel, please like, subscribe, share with somebody you know. I share my thoughts, my views, all of my heart here on this channel about crypto. I talk about utility, geopolitics, digital assets, tokenization, everything that I feel is important in crypto, I try to share on this channel. And if you really want to get deeper involved with my knowledge or my community, you can sign up as a super subscriber. You can join Cryptonaires, whatever you want to do. It's all depending on how you want to learn, how quickly you want to learn, and who you want to learn with, right? But let's get into the information because that's why you're here. ISO put this out. Connie Thehan, the head for Federal Reserve Financial Services, will provide insight on the launch of FedNow service on Thursday, June 1st, 11:45 Eastern time. Basically is what this is saying. It's coming, people. We're going to get some insight at 11:45 a.m. on June 1st, next Thursday. Let's see what happens. But this is the big news I don't see many people talking about, and this is really big news. Check this out. The IOSCO press release, okay? The international authority responsible for setting standards in securities markets has released a comprehensive recommendations for jurisdictions worldwide on crypto assets, all right? Just to show you who these guys are, I want to be very clear. This is who that is. It's the International Organization of Securities Commissions, okay? And the International Securities Commissions is an association of organizations that relate the world securities and futures market. Members are typically primary securities or their futures regulators in a national jurisdiction or the main financial regulator, right? These guys are 95% of the world's securities regulators. This is giant. Let me show you this. May 23rd, yesterday's news. I went over this in my Sensei chat with my community yesterday, so they all know about what's going on here, but let me catch you up on this channel. So basically, this just says who they are. They're here to set standards. In a major initiative designed to improve global standards of regulation on crypto assets, the IOSC has set out on how clients should be protected and how crypto trading should meet the standards that apply in public markets. Jean-Paul Sartre, chairman of the IOSCO, said, as the G7 finance ministers and central bank communique of 13th of May has once again reminded us, the time has come to put an end to regulatory uncertainty that characterizes crypto activities. Today, the consultation paper received unanimous support from the IOSCO board and the outcome of the board and is the outcome of an intense period of regulatory risk analysis, information sharing, capacity building. As such, it will mark a turning point in addressing the very clear proximate risk to investor protection and the market. Look how big this is. With 130 members around the world regulating 95% of the securities markets. Now, I know you're thinking like, hey, Crypto Sensei, we want crypto commodities, but some cryptos are going to be securities, guys. Just let's face it. And when you get a body like this represents 95% of the world. They're coming together to set standards so everybody can be on the same standard. So when money flows across borders, there's no issues. That is why this needs to happen. And this is incredible. Let's read into this a little bit more. The IOSCO is to deliver an effective and globally consistent set of policy recommendations. The strong support for the IOSCO board will ensure the timely implementation of the recommendations by all IOSCO members to limit the risk of regulatory arbitrage, strengthen cooperation between our members while supervising these markets through a global framework will contribute to protecting these investors better and incredible deterrence of non-compliant actors. It does talk a little bit more about what they're doing here, the recommendations and the consultation paper. I'll include this link down in the description of this video. I'll try to have this link included. My good friend Cass sometimes remembers things and sometimes he doesn't, but I want to show you how many countries are involved in this. And let's read through this. Notes to the editors. Okay, let's read these. The recommendations cover 6 key areas consistent with the IOSCO objectives and principles for securities regulation, relevant, supporting the IOSCO standards, recommendations, and good practices. Right here they are. 1. Conflicts of interest arising from vertical integration of activities or functions, market manipulation, insider trading and fraud, cross-border risks of regulatory cooperation. custody and client asset protection. 5, operational and technical risk. 6, access, retail access, sustainability, and distribution. Here we go. 2 is the IOSCO is the leading international policy. We've said this already, right? But here, check out the countries. Regulatory authorities from Australia, Bahamas, Bangladesh, Belgium, Brazil, China, Dubai, Egypt, France, Germany, Greece, Hong Kong, India, Ireland, Italy, Japan, Korea, Kuwait, Malaysia, Mauritius. I screwed that one up. That's my bad. Mexico, Morocco, the Netherlands, Ontario, Peru, Quebec, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, Turkey, the United Kingdom, and the United States. When you say prayers and sometimes they get answered, this is an answered prayer, right? You're praying for some type of regulation, even though it's on the security side. You know, what if we get something like this on the commodity side and we do have 95% of the world with similar regulation, and now mass adoption. That's what we're here for, right? So I'll leave this, guys, if you want to read the rest of this and take a look, but let's keep moving on with the video. Ripple has been selected to showcase as a real estate asset tokenization solution as part of Hong Kong's Monetary Authority's inaugural EHKD program. Find out more here. Click here. Let's click here. This is actually a big deal, guys, because globally, real estate, residential and commercial is a $320 to $328 trillion market. And as some of that market gets tokenized and brought on the blockchain and that value starts to flow on the blockchain, that's a big deal, right? Ripple to showcase real estate, right? Tokenization. So let's read into this. Ripple, the leader in enterprise blockchain and crypto solutions, announced today that it has been selected to showcase a real estate tokenization solution as part of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority's inaugural EHKD pilot program. I did showcase and talk to you guys about Ripple working with Deloitte on a solution for real estate. I talked about that in one of my last videos. If you want to go take a look at that, please do so. That was a really good video. The AMA has adopted a 3-rail approach to prepare for the possibility rollouts of the EHKD. As a leading provider offering real-world asset tokenization capabilities, Ripple, alongside its partner, including Fubon Bank, one of the largest commercial banks in Taiwan, Ripple partner, will demonstrate its use cases under the EHKD pilot program, and which will focus on real estate asset tokenization and equity release leveraging the EHKD. The EHKD pilot program will also see a series of pilots conducted with various industry players to gain in-depth research into the application, implementation, and design issues related to the EHKD. When they go on to say it's going to be multi-trillion-dollar world, guys, we're just getting started here. It's gonna get busy. It's gonna get real busy. San Francisco, this has a close place to my heart. This is where I grew up. San Francisco is still one of the best places for investment in the U.S. venture capital investment. Greater New York area is second, and then Greater Boston is third, and then Los Angeles. I just thought I'd show you that. All right, let's keep it going here. I don't know why that's not loading. I love when things work and don't work. DTCC plus Ripple, guys, I've talked about this over and over again. If you don't know what the DTCC is, don't worry about it. It's the Depository Trust Clearing Company. Their job basically is to clear securities. They have 22 organizations or offices around the world, and they process anywhere from $6 to $7 trillion a day. Project Ion is what they've been working on the last 6 years, bringing the current banking system, right? They were using the current banking system. Now they wanted to use DLT for this new solution to move this money faster and cheaper and more transparent. It's called Project Ion. If you want to go ahead and take a look it up. But I've done a lot of videos and I've talked about it a lot in different videos. Just as a DTC provides settlement for the US equities, for example, blockchain-based settlement networks such as Ripple, Roxy, Copper have the potential to provide near instant settlement for global fiat currencies and digital assets. Entirely new remittance and payment products could potentially be developed for the digital dollar. We're just getting started here. FedNow plus R3 plus blockchain. So check this out. R3 offers its support for the development of faster payments through the FedNow service. From our own engagement and expertise in the industry, guys, this is good stuff. Paying special attention to the underlying technology in which these payment services are built. The R3 is a private company, but they do build bridges to like the XRP Ledger or the XDC network, and I'm sure there's going to be other bridges. But that's what the DTCC is using. They're going through R3 to keep things private, but they're settling those transactions on the back end. The first bridge they built was the XRPL, why they were building Project Ion. So my thing is, while they were testing all of this technology, XDC wasn't really out yet, right? The XDC is only a couple years old. This has been going on for 6 to 7 years, right? So while XDC was just a thought in somebody's head, they were building this solution. And so this is why I believe that a lot of this volume and payments is going to happen over the XRPL, maybe a federated sidechain or whatever it's going to be through R3, probably on a private ledger. We'll have to see how this all plays out, but that is why I think personally that they are going to use the XRP as a bridge currency in between to get this value there quickly. Ripple line of credit, World Economic Forum cryptocurrency, acts as a lender of last resort function. So you've actually heard people from Ripple talk about this. They want to be a lender of last resort. Who right now, when someone says the lender of last resort, who do you think of? You got to think about the IMF, right? World Bank. This is what Ripple is trying to become, that level, right? A lender of last resort. You need money. If you're a country and you need money bad, Ripple's got you. We'll give you a loan. Come see us. We got you. Line of credit. With a line of credit from Ripple, financial institutions can use XRP to complete instant, low-cost cross-border transactions. See, I try to get silly and I fuck up. How is this done? Ripple allows financial institutions to lock in a rate at the time of payment and then pay it back at their convenience for a small fee. This offers an alternative to freezing up capital. The line of credit service helps enable financial institutions to make global transactions more affordable for their customers. It's always about their customers. And just don't think about customers like me and you. Think about businesses, institutions, conglomerates. Those are the customers that really matter, right? We got those checking accounts that are under like millions or billions, right? But there's these big companies that need these services and they need to move this money quickly. And then from Anders X here, X Anderson, to anyone who may believe that Ripple is competition with FedNow, completely false. And he's just basically putting this out here. It has been a tremendous, so this is Ripple saying this. It's been a tremendous honor to participate in the task force and serve on the steering committee. Ripple would like to extend its sincere thanks to the Federal Reserve for supporting its effort and the task force for its commitment and helpful input on our proposal. We're eager to see the future of payments and how it comes to life, guys. How exciting can this be? Okay, you know what? We'll make this video a little bit longer. We'll get into this. So in a recent interview, Ledger CEO Pascal Gunther confirmed that the government can access clients' private keys with the Ledger recovery feature. Now, here is him talking about this. Here's a video.
99% of the cases, there is no collusion that is really possible between the three entities and the...
Okay, so just so you know, just to catch you up, you would need a subpoena the government would need to subpoena Ledger for your private keys, which means you might have been doing something illegal or improper, but that is what the process would be for them to access your private keys, okay?
The way that this is built, but we've released a lot of content. The way that this is built, only the user can call back the 3 shards. The only concern really is if
he doesn't want to talk about this. Like, you see him playing with his hair and like he doesn't want to get into this. And there's a really good back and forth. This is why I wanted to share this with you.
If we get subpoena by a government to say, now, this user specifically, we would like you to retrieve the 3 shards, etc. So that's not a real concern in the end, because for several reasons. One, you only get subpoena like this by governments if it's a serious act, like terrorism, drugs, etc. It's not true that the average person gets subpoenaed every day.
Can I just interrupt there? Coinbase had all their customer data subpoenaed by the IRS.
John Doe.
Yeah. So they had to supply every customer, was it over $10,000 or $20,000?
$20,000.
$20,000.
Over a 3-month rolling period.
And they gave all
And Coinbase fought back because they wanted to...
Coinbase is a bank. This is not a banking service.
He's all, shut the fuck up. He's all, let's move on. And then he keeps trying to get these guys to move on. I love his watches.
Okay, so it's very different.
But what I'm saying is the IRS wanted that information. If
there is no information for the IRS on this.
You do have XPubs, but you had them before too on Ledger Live.
There is no real information for the IRS on this, etc. And by the way, again, there will be trade-offs in the future.
Yeah.
So, like, we're not saying that if you're uncomfortable with this, you can keep your 24 words and keep doing what you're doing today. This doesn't change anything. Okay, doesn't change anything, does't create a backdoor. We can come back on open source, no open source, but in the end, like, we're a good actor. Like, we don't create backdoors in our user device. And by the way, if we did, the business goes south very quickly.
If we did, the business would go south very quickly. I just thought that was a good piece to watch. I'm putting together a video about the Hinman emails and why this is important. And I got to take some time on this one because I want to do you justice and I want to catch you up on why all of this is important. I know there's some people out there that don't think this is important or think that we shouldn't be concentrating on this right now, but this could be a real big deal. And I want to tell you why and I tell you all my feelings and my thoughts. But guys, if you learned something, if you like this channel, if you like me, please subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. I try to respond to all comments that are not considered, that are not trying to scam somebody. I try to take down, we deleted over 200 comments today. We're trying to work on the scammers, guys. Don't listen to anybody in YouTube comments, all right? We're not financial advisors. Neither is the random ass person texting and saying, hey, buy fake Amazon tokens. Just do yourself a favor. Always reconfirm different stuff before you do anything in life. I appreciate you watching, guys. Bye. Thanks.